Joel's back there. He knows what to do. Occasion you're in uniform.
He usually is.
Get Aaron Graham. Or like, first thing he gotta go.
Protect the part of the township.
Just catch it after the meeting, just go.
That's why I'm on this side. Yeah, probably keep it on your head.
Keep her in control, man.
Call this meeting of the Donald Township Board of Supervisors to order. The pledge of allegiance to the flag.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment on agenda items.
I would like to thank the supervisors for contributing to the library, because historically over years, there's a lot of governing bodies that feel that's not important, and it is very important. I do appreciate you doing that, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment on agenda items?
The
Go, Kathy.
exemption is arrows up requesting on Grimes Road. It says they're looking for an exemption to the road bond.
My understanding, that's what it is.
What exemption are they looking for?
They don't want to pay a road bond evidently. Yeah,
Range Resource pay theirs?
yes they do. Bob?
Okay, I have a question. This Columbia Midstream, I take that, the way I read that is that the township keeps the $18,000.
That's correct. Plus the
And
25.
Columbia, okay, plus the 25. Now, what condition are those roads in now?
Ed, you want to talk about that?
Well, we know what condition Delachon Road's in. That's what the $25,000 escrow repair is for. They want to release all their bonds because they're moving on. They're going down towards Charleston, West Virginia. And I told them that $25,000 would not cover the damage on Delachon Road. And they had the $18,000 sitting in escrow for other roads. One was Compressor Station, one was Wilhelm. Delachon was also in Lyons, one into Lyons. And I told them just combine the escrow, take it in front of the board, and that gives you $43,000 to fix Delachon Road.
Is that enough money? I guess the question is that enough money to fix that road?
Yeah, because they're supplying the stone that's left along the road is being left for the use on that road. If we need more stone, there's money there for that. We're going to tar and chip down to Zwicker's driveway and from the other end of Lyons on Beeham Ridge up to just past the second driveway on Delachon, the way it was previously.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Motion to pay bills and sign checks.
So moved.
All second.
How you vote?
Dave,
Yes.
I vote yes, and Zach?
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes of November 8th, 2017, December 4th, 2017, and December 4th, 2017. Public hearing was the first one, the special meeting was the second one.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Motion approves the treasurer's report.
I'm not moving to include it.
I'll second.
How you vote?
Mr. Yearly,
Yes.
Mr. Prescott,
Yes.
I vote yes.
I'm gonna let Eric Graham, do you have anything to comment on, Eric? Fire department, fire marshal?
Yeah, I have the fire department report.
Good.
In November, we responded to 27 total incidents. There were 0 fire losses in November,
Excuse me, did you say 27 then?
27
Thank you.
incidents. 9 times we gave mutual aid, 4 times we received it. 4 of those calls were overlapping. Our average response time from dispatch to arrival was 10 minutes and 18 seconds in November. Those 27 calls, we had 12 EMS incidents, 4 crashes with injuries, 2 crashes without injuries, 1 hazardous condition, 1 carbon monoxide incident, 1 power line down, 2 dispatched and canceled en route, 1 false call, 1 odor of smoke, 1 hazmat release, and 1 false alarm. We also had 3 meetings, 4 company trainings, and 14 work details utilizing 623 hours, total man hours for November. And I presented you gentlemen with a resolution for the billing rates.
You have a copy of it there?
No, Sharon had it, it was on the file cabinet.
You know where it is? We'll take a look at them. I don't know what, you know where it was, because I didn't see it in the folder.
Dave, it was on top of the lateral file in the corner on the left side, is where it was last week.
Basically, you want us to update the numbers, right?
Yeah, it would update the numbers. We've been billing since 2013, and the initial resolution did not have any way to make increases in it. This resolution would give those percentage increases depending on what financial status, I guess, is. That's what it is. The billing we do is, I don't know if you're familiar, you know, I explained it one time.
like?
I have no idea.
I'll explain.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
From here to there.
Other than
I'm sorry, Mike, but to answer your question, we started utilizing billing company for certain incidents, mostly crashes, because 35% of our call volume is on the interstate, which are not our residents. And we do really deal with the residents on the townships, and have to cover all the costs of that. So for crashes and things of that nature, we bill for everyone the insurance. Residents don't get billed personally. If they don't have that coverage in their insurance, they don't see it. Non-residents will get billed personally if they don't have good insurance.
You try to give some help to what?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What if the residents don't pay it?
If you're a resident, you don't get billed
But the
personally.
people that wrecked it.
They go to collections if they're not residents.
That's what I meant,
Yeah, it goes to
non-residents.
Yeah, yeah.
Said the wrong word there.
Yeah, and we've, that has collected since 2013, just under $100,000. And that's split between Clayton and West Oak. Yeah, so that's a pretty good number for costs that we as residents don't have.
Eric, you'd like to have the rates within this?
Yeah, there should be a rate schedule with that.
Well, they're in the, yeah, there's a schedule put on the end of it.
Yeah,
Level 1, level 2, level 3.
yes,
And this is in line with what other departments are charging.
yes.
I'll move that we approve this resolution with the rates that's contained therein.
I'll second.
Any questions?
Okay. Mr. Neely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Anything else, Eric?
No, not for that. I have nothing on fire marshal report.
Okay. Please?
Yes, sir. For the month of November, we responded to 90 calls for service, to include initiating 10 criminal investigations. Those included 2 harassments, 1 disorderly conduct, theft of motor vehicle, 3 burglaries, 1 criminal mischief, damage to property, and a DUI. Property loss for the month of November was approximately $75,100. Property recovered was only $1,000. We conducted 17 traffic stops, investigated 4 traffic accidents. We issued 2 traffic citations and filed 4 criminal complaints. In 2017, to the date of this report, which was actually 12/6, Donegal Township Police Department has initiated approximately 142 criminal investigations. Of those, 100 are closed, 36 are open, and 6 are pending filing charges. In November, officers patrolled approximately 3991 miles and used approximately 292 gallons of gas, a combination of contracts. Regarding code enforcement, we only resolved one issue involving a fence, construction of a fence on Old National, and it was resolved with cooperation by the property owner. There was no problem there. The magistrate fines collected for the month are posted on the report. We're still currently in negotiations with Claysville Borough, and we're waiting to hear back on their offer of 3 years at 3% raise per year at the board's leisure. That's basically all I have for the month of November.
You by chance have a copy of the email from Officer Rush to supervisors regarding Main Street?
I don't have a copy with me, no,
Could
sir.
you explain basically what it's about?
Yeah, he received a complaint about the parking up here on Main Street between Liberty and Maple. And a person had come to him and expressed concern about that it was too narrow to pass, for 2 cars to pass.
Wasn't there an accident?
Yeah, I believe somebody clipped mirrors, but there was nothing really investigated. It wasn't, the resident reported the damage, but it wasn't an accident.
Right, yeah, that's
Right.
what I meant. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Road Department, Ed?
We finally got a little bit of snow, get the plows out. Having trouble getting cinders, they're just not available. He hauled me in a load of stuff from Phoenix today, looks like it's gonna work pretty good. He can bring me another load, we'll try it. Put a pipe in down on Rainy Road, 30-inch pipe. International took a dump on us, overheated, first trip out this year, do a little snow work, and it overheated. The truck's supposed to be in January, sometime in January. Don't know if we want to mess with the International anymore, dump any more money into that thing, or just run the 550 and up to you guys.
I say don't put no more money into it.
Now, the old dinosaur, I think, smelling at it. Building's coming along nice. I think they're planning on pouring a section of concrete in it tomorrow. Other than that, everything seems to be doing pretty good.
Give me office.
Okay, Gordon, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First item I have is the storage building project. The Blair Construction submitted a payment request number 2 in the amount of $134,100. While the actual request is for more than that, we only 10% back, but the total is $134,100. So we need a vote on that.
Wait a second, is that? Can I have that on here?
Yeah, but on the agenda.
Yeah, 134.1, okay.
Yeah.
What's the total cost of that?
Of the project,
Yeah.
total contract amount, $267,000.
Okay.
So that's half they want.
Well, they were paid for material storage, 17,500. They were requesting 149. The total was 166,500 to date. And then we hold 10%, which is 16,650. So total less retainage and less previously paid, which was that 15,000, leaves 134. So.
Are they more than halfway done?
Yeah, they're probably about 65% done, I would estimate.
So the request is for $134,100?
Well, the total amount now payable is $134,100.
Okay. I make that motion to approve that expenditure from Act 15.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Okay, then, while we're on, we're gonna need a vote on the change order for the new storage building for the 10-inch wide by 50-foot long trench lane going down the center. Previously, the other drains were located where we had discussed, but now for the use of the building, it seemed apparent that the best place and a much bigger drain is a better option. And Blair has submitted a change order requesting amount of $7,500.
I move that we approve the additional $7,500 for the center trench drain.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Prescott?
Yes.
And the next item is the gym roof replacement. Blair Construction has submitted periodic pay request number 1.
Hey, excuse me, can we turn the fan off?
It won't go off, we'll turn it down.
Speak up then. Speak up, you won't.
Okay. So the contract amount was $72,000. There were no previous requests. This is number 1. They're requesting $35,000 for labor and material completed this period. We're holding 10% retainage, $3,500. So the total amount now payable is $31,500.
I move that we release $31,500 from Act 13 funds.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
I vote yes.
And then along with that on the roof, the original contract and the specifications left the cupola alone, thinking that restoration would be done at some later date, not even determined. The contractor did submit a change order in the event you want to really remove those shingles at this time, put metal sheathing and also on the vents, wrap that in metal sheathing, a white steel on all sides, including the wooden vents. Actually, the vents aren't going to be wrapped, there will be new metal vents installed. Just to make it nice, because there's going to be a nice total restoration. That cupola will have to be done at a later time, but this is aesthetically and also for weather, probably make it last a while longer. But the change order request is for $4,500 as a decision of the board.
Motion to grant the repairs of $4,500 paid from Act 13 funds.
I'll second.
Any questions?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
And then the last item I have is, I need authorization to submit a NPDES construction permit, that's for stormwater,
NDPS,
all capitals, NPDES, DES, National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. You don't have to write that down.
For where?
This is for Waynesburg Road Water Line Extension Project. It's submitted to the Washington County Conservation District, and the permit fees will be paid by Tunnel Ridge. No cost to the township. They're paying for the project.
So the approval was authorization to file for the NPDES permit.
File the permit application, yes.
Okay.
Tunnel Ridge pays your fee too.
Yes, they're gonna pay everything on this, and then turn the water line over to the township.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about Jansen Road?
Well, the contracts were signed. As soon as we get that back to the contractor, and give him a notice to proceed, and then square up a date as to when he'll start. I believe Ed's done with all your work, right?
All with the pipes incorporated into the wall, yes.
Okay.
And is that, did we have to file that extension before January, or is that?
That's what somebody signed.
I signed that the other day.
Yeah, there was a extension request.
Is that the part of the dirt and gravel?
Dirt and Gravel Road Program Grant. I don't have that file with me, so I can't remember the
That's okay.
details.
That it?
No action required.
That's all I have.
5-star 2018 International Model 7400, payment of $84,842, paid out of Act 13.
I think that we've already approved that purchase some time ago. But it's just for information, I guess. That's for 2018.
Tammy Imes' resignation.
Last meeting, we appointed Tammy as right-to-know officer, which she accepted. Following day, we received a letter of resignation, and it's available. And I would recommend that we accept that.
I'll second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Prescott?
Yep.
I vote yes.
I think it should be noted that it wasn't out of spite or anything, it was just, she found out she couldn't do it because.
We're not making any comment on it. There's a letter here, I mean, one way or the other. I'd like to make a motion to name Sharon, I don't know how you pronounce her last name, B-A-L-A-C-H, Walsh, as the interim right-to-know officer.
We didn't hear you, Doug, I'm sorry.
Name Sharon Ballich as the interim right-to-know officer.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Any questions? How you vote?
Does she want it? She's being assigned as an employee. Ms. Prescott?
Yep.
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes.
We covered the storage under the.
They're covered there.
We covered that.
They were down there.
Need a couple of
Okay.
things.
I'd like to move that we approve adding a couple of motions to the agenda.
Well, I think you can just add them. We don't have that format set up.
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to move that we promote Corporal Jeremy Rush of the Donegal Police Department to the rank of sergeant, effective tomorrow, 21 December, which is the first day of the new pay period.
I'll second.
Any questions?
How's the chief feel about it?
Yes, sir. He volunteers a lot of his time. He's a part-time employee. He and Ed are our oldest employees here. The guys will call him at home, middle of the night or during the day. Jeremy works shifts. They're always available. He's been the corporal, and he assumes the responsibility when I'm not here. I think it's appropriate, and because he's part-time and limited hours, I think the impact on the budget would be negligible. Thank you.
Any other questions? How you vote?
Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Second motion I'd like to add is a motion to return Josh Crashire back to work at the road department effective the 26th of December. He's been furloughed for the last month or so.
I'll second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Okay, Air is up, would like to request an exemption on bonding Grimes Road. I don't really know exactly what's going on, but I don't understand why they wouldn't have to bond the road.
Motion table.
If I might, under the ordinance, they're required to apply to you guys for local hauler status. I think it's a practice that we've never really done, but it's in our ordinance. So I believe whether you guys think that it's merited or not, that's the appropriate process for them.
Is that what they're actually doing?
They're actually gonna locate their business in Tea Garden's old place, is my understanding. And to run a business out of there, they would be considered local hauler. But if you read the ordinance, it says that they have to approach you guys to be granted local hauler status. Up until now, I think it's just been kind of a presumed thing, but I think that's the appropriate way to do it.
Under local hauler status, what happens when there's damage to the road?
And obviously, some of this is a little out of my. It looks like at any time that you feel that they are doing damage, first of all, you have to, the board has to, one second, I'm reading while I'm thinking. The board has to look at it and agree that the normal traffic that they're requesting to run on it isn't excessive for that road. And then if they start doing damage to the road, you guys can basically, probably the reason for the permitting in the first place is so that there's a lever for the board to stop them from running it if you determine they are indeed damaging the road. So there is a provision under revocation and denial of permits.
So what you're telling me is that if they are asking for local hauler status, we can grant that, and if they so damage the road, then we may assess them for making repairs.
And obviously, I'm not legal counsel, but that's how I'm interpreting
Okay.
125.
So then my question is, obviously Range has that road bonded, so how does that work?
Because Range doesn't qualify for local hauler status under the ordinance.
How would you tell who did what damage? Yeah.
That's what's in that book. You have to read the whole section to understand it.
Who damages the road? How do we determine?
It doesn't, okay, so the ordinance doesn't make any reference to road use maintenance agreement. I don't know if it would apply. Ed would be better prepared to answer that question. So even if they're qualified for local hauler status, they may not be exempt from the agreement that you make all the other companies sign that bond agreements.
I agree.
Don't you have an agreement with Range that they're handling all the maintenance on that road?
Yeah, the road bonded, that's correct.
No, I thought at one meeting they were gonna take care of that road for the next year or something.
Well, when they're
That's-
hauling it, when they're hauling on that road in the wintertime for that water pond up there, they're supposed to take care of their
Yeah.
own winter maintenance.
Oh, winter maintenance.
And they do take care of the damage that they do on the roads. Range has been rather well with us about
Yeah.
doing that. But we have a landowner that has leased his property to a gas and oil industry trucking company or something. And there's several 18-wheelers that I've seen go up over there just in the last couple days, in and out of there. And somebody's gotta watch the damage to this road, because how can you go back to Range and say, well, you did this when you have a trucking company that's hauling these boxes, I don't know what they weigh or anything, in and out of there all the time. And it's, they're not a landowner, they're not a resident, they're leasing off of a resident, ex-resident, I don't know what's going on in people's lifestyles, don't care, but that's what's happening.
I like to move that we table that until there's
That's all I
a
have.
attorney in place.
That's all I have.
And the new board can take care of it.
I'll second that.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Motion table.
You second it?
I did.
How you vote?
Vote yes.
Yes.
Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Okay.
Columbia Midstream wants the release of the road bond, keep the 18,000 escrow for repairs, and then also 25,000. We already talked about that, that would more than cover that road.
Okay.
Motion to release the bond, keep the escrow.
Repeat.
I shall move.
Now, any unused escrow gets sent back to them.
Okay. I'll second.
How you vote?
Mr. Healy?
Yes.
Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Archie Logging, Greaves Road.
Did you take care of both those Columbias in one motion? You want to do that?
I took care